Hey viewers, Retro Junkie here, adding another title to the Genesis archive. This one's gonna be a title probably I would rank somewhere in my top 10, maybe top 7. I spent a lot of time playing this one, and it's follow-up game, but this is Earthworm Jim. So this game came out for the Sega Genesis and for the Super Nintendo. There's also been some 3D version of it that was, I want to say it was for the 64. However, I can't recall exactly. I have to look that one up. I can't believe I forgot to add that one to my notes. But in any case, so this title actually launched later on towards the life cycle of the Sega Genesis. This game came out in 1994, but when it came out, it was widely acclaimed. I mean, great soundtracks, great graphics, great animations. I mean, again, everything that made a game like that back then. This game actually had very active storytelling with it as well. I mean, it is a side-scrolling action adventure game, but more side-scrolling adventure, I guess. But at the end, it did a really decent job of telling the storyline for it. I think back then it got like 9 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 in all the old gaming magazines. A lot of critics gave good reviews and good feedback on it as well. A lot of people actually said that, or not a lot, but a considerable amount of people said that for the Genesis lineup that they preferred this title over they would an old Sonic game. So, I mean, that says a lot, quite frankly. Sorry, so it was for the Nintendo 64. I just got some feedback from a viewer, so thank you for that. But this was a great game for the Genesis. So today we're just gonna go through and we're gonna be just going through some basic playthrough of it and kind of get an overview of the game and the feel and the controls for those that haven't played it yet. As always, I'm not going to go in, I'm not going to change any settings, I'm just going to go ahead and get started. In another video, I want to say it was for, that's right, lovers of dangerous space-time. There's the second stage of this was fairly difficult because of the submarine part of the stage. I did not have fun with it. So the interesting thing about this game that introduces along with the storyline and with everything else is that you're an earthworm, as the title says, Earthworm Jim, but you're an earthworm and you're in a suit, this super duper awesome mechanical suit, and at the end of the day, you use your own head for certain tasks. Like right now I'm using it as a whip. If I recall, oh, I had to come down here first. There we go. Cow launched. I spent years wondering why you had to launch the cow. I finally beat the game and found out why, but in any case, that does happen. So your head is used for as a whip, as a little helicopter to kind of do like a jump and glide thing. You have a gun, and later on, as you progress in the game, you unlock different types of weapons with different types of ammunition. So I'm just trying to focus while I get up here. I have not played this game in a while. I actually just ended up picking up this game from Hudson's Video Games for the SNES, as well as Bubsy, which is another title that I will be doing. So actually, here's one of those extra weapons I was telling you about. I'm trying to remember how to get those, quite honestly, and I can't recall how. That's okay. We'll get those later. Yeah, I don't recall. We'll grab those later. It's okay. So, at any point, the controls are pretty simple. I'm more confused by them today than I remember being as a kid, but I think as a kid you adjust and you adapt a lot easier. I got used to different controllers and different button schemes since then, but the A button is used to fire. B button is used for anything involving your head, or I guess a non-artillery type weapon. And then C is jump. Takes some time to get used to. At least it's taking me a while to get used to it right now. A lot longer than I'd care to admit. But again, I feel like I'm having a harder time adjusting with it now than I would have normally. I mean, the audio sequencing for a 16-bit game was great. All the sound effects, I mean, they fit all this into a cartridge that didn't have a lot of storage available on it. They had to downsample it quite a bit, which you could hear, but still, I mean, it's audible, and that's what's important. It's audible, and for as downsampled as it is, it's clear. I'm probably skipping so much stuff I don't remember about, but you know what? Whatever. Oh, jeez. Alright, my health is going low. And I forgot I need those little orbs for health. They're not currency, they're not coins. And there you go. So when you die, the suit explodes or something happens and you disintegrate. There's parts of this game that I remember being very difficult because you had to continuously whip and grab those little hooks. A lot. A lot more than I feel like anyone should ever have to, but it happens, so it is what it is. Oh, and there's another example. So, one of the things I do recall as well is this game was difficult when I was growing up, but it was satisfying. It wasn't overboard. A mini boss. Ah. Ugh. So you could tell I'm rusty with this with this game. I was really hoping to get you guys to the second stage, but you know what? I'm still gonna try. Hopefully you guys will stay along with me for the ride. And as always, as with the rest of the titles with the Genesis archive, I'll be more than happy to go into more detail in this game for those that want it. There's a lot of history behind this game. It really paved the way for a lot of other titles like it, I feel like. Oh, okay, so you switch sides. I didn't know that. I was hoping to pull a fast one. You'll notice all the sprite and animations are pretty smooth. So this game is actually a game I remember playing a lot with F Dash and with Robbie Dagger. We actually ended up taking turns quite a bit playing this title, going through and trying to complete it, and they always got mad at me because they owned it. I did not as a kid. I did, but it was later on. And I did not do well with it at all. Why he chucks up complete fish, I have no idea. So now I gotta start timing it so that it goes boom and hits them. And I have a feeling I'm not gonna survive this ordeal. Come on, fall! Ugh. Yep, there it went. So in any case, again, this is a game I'd put in my top 10, top 7. I'm having a little bit more ADD, but just because this one's taken me back quite a bit. I did enjoy playing this game a lot. Again, it had really smooth animations. The level development and the soundtrack to this game was also really fun too. It was really entertaining as a kid, just hearing these sound effects and seeing these graphics. I remember used to thinking that, wow, this is so real, it's so smooth, I can't imagine how it could get any better than this. And of course it always does. And that was just me being a kid getting lost in the whimsical magic of all this, and just, it was amazing being a kid again. Or it would be amazing to be a kid again, I'm sorry. And of course I did not time that correctly. There we go. That's better timing. If you haven't played this game, take some time, sit down, play it. I mean, it's a fantastic title. Definitely fun to play through. Will at least take you a couple hours. And be ready to be annoyed a little bit too, because the game was difficult, from what I recall. There we go. So maybe I will get to the second stage for you guys today. The mini games in between the stages actually was a lot of fun too. Oh, I forgot what button it is you had to press for him to say groovy. I also forgot what button it was to propel this little jet. Alright, so this was more difficult than I remember too, but this is the mini game. A lot of fun playing. Sometimes I actually had more fun playing this than I would have playing the regular one. The regular game, I mean. Sometimes. Mainly when I was a lot more frustrated. One thing I remember hating is no matter how far it seemed like I was, this stupid little bird always seemed to have caught up last second. Like, there'd be no boost anywhere, but somehow he would just pull ahead. How? Why? I have no idea. It was hacks. Pure hacks, I say. But this time I won. First try. Yay! Do 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 do. I never understood what he said there, ever. Ever, ever, ever. Should probably look that up. Oh, and I'm sorry, I said it was the second stage. It was actually the third stage. I did forget about this, but this is one of the levels that the soundtrack and the animations were just fun on. I mean, again, the smooth sprite movement and smooth sprite animations. The little clouds that come off of his little feet when he runs. I mean, a lot of detail and artistry went into developing this game. And you're going to hear me say that a lot, but I mean, every title, a lot of the titles I put in here did something that I appreciate. So I guess there's always that. I don't remember how to save those plasma shots for later. Part of me wants to say I don't think I can. Which would be a shame because they're very strong, as you just saw. You just aim. Ooh. That was death if I kept running. Oh, let's get this continue. Oh, that's right. I had to run on that gem. How annoying. Once you start to get to running on it, you don't have to worry about like synchronizing it. It at least made it easy on you that way. But anyway, I mean, that goes into more or less most of the details that I wanted to get out on the video. Again, you know, if someone wants to hear more about a title, leave me a comment or a message, let me know. I will never mind going into more detail, being a little bit more encyclopedic about it. I just hold off on it because I don't want to bore everybody with boring old details. Can I shoot that, I wonder? Nope, has to be the whip. And I'll be more than happy to go through it. I love how I interpreted this as a lawyer. Could be a banker. But in any case, I'll be more than happy to go over it in more detail in this if anyone asks. And otherwise, if you like what you saw, please go ahead and subscribe. Like and share. How a snowman survives in hell, I have no idea. But if you liked it, go ahead and please subscribe, like, and share. It'd be greatly appreciated. If you have any feedback, go ahead and leave a comment, or if anything you want to share, I always encourage to go ahead and leave it in the comments. Otherwise, thanks for watching. And I died. I guess that's a good ending point, but thanks for watching, and keep an eye out for the next vid. Until then, Retro Junkie out.